A message of peace and unity. That's what reggae icon Buju Banton echoed to a number of Belize City Gang figures on Tuesday morning. Banton, who was the guest of the leader of the opposition, Moses Shine Barrow, was tasked to speak positivity into the minds of these gang members in an effort to terminate the city's bloodshed. According to Banton, the meeting was a converging of youths who want a change in their lifestyles.
It was a coming together of the young minds who are basically out there, needing guidance, hope, trying to understand, seeking to understand from their perspective what's going on in their mind, how do they see themselves being a change and the change that they want to see, how do they see themselves being stakeholders in this great country as opposed to furthering or fostering a path of ruination for this great nation. So that was what it's about. It was not just a speech of someone beating a podium or a lectern. We're sitting down on the same level, talking as peers and adults about the current situation in the country and how they can better prepare themselves to be the change that they seek.
Minister of Home Affairs Karim Musa was also invited by the LU to be a part of the discussion, despite the call for his resignation only one day prior. Musa says he accepted the olive branch on the basis of seeking a solution to the raging gang warfare that has flared up in recent days.
I would want to characterize this engagement in several ways. One, no doubt it's not lost on anybody, the power and the influence that somebody like Buju Banton can have, especially on the lives of our young men from Belize City. And so it certainly was a surreal exchange, but at the same time a very real and a very raw exchange, and I think it was a really good idea for us to not have the cameras. I know the media is not fond of that, but at the same time there needed to be that type of real discussion, and I definitely appreciate having been a part of it. I know that at times as politicians egos can get in the way and that sort of thing, but at the end of the day crime is everybody's business.
While Musa's outlook on the session was one of high hopes, his UDP Shadow Minister of National Security, Michael Perifit, says that meeting with gang members who are not willing to change is futile. However, it is his hope that with the influence of such a respectable musician, the gang members will hopefully put down the guns.
We're in a state of war, and I was willing to be a part of anything that could help to ease the tensions in the streets, to make sure that our young people stop killing each other. I am not a big fan of these meetings. I have never supported them in the past because I believe that nothing really comes out of them. But I really wanted to have a say to the influencers today in the streets, as we believe they are, in the presence of Minister Musa and my party leader Shine, that listen, we want to hear some solutions. The presence of a person we all know, Buju Banton, hopefully that would have gotten their attention. But in the presence of all of them, I let them know from my perspective that you cannot negotiate with guns in your hands. Nobody is going to listen to you and nobody is going to hear what you have to say if you're killing each other. There are many people out here who are law-abiding youths, do what they're supposed to do, and they don't get the privilege of meeting Buju Banton. You cannot benefit from being a criminal.
Perifit added that similar efforts to assist these gang members with land and job opportunities in the past have all ended in failure. And at the end of the meeting, many of the gang members who attended complained about their discontent and disappointment in what they heard. But all that did not stop Buju from driving home the message of self-change and empowerment that he wanted to instill in the men that he spoke to.
Poverty is everywhere. Hopelessness is everywhere. We don't come to dwell on that, because I come from poverty and I come from a place of no hope, but I rise above these two elements that are man-made. You understand? Because you might be poor in the material thing, but you are rich in your spirit, which allow the universe to make you happy by granting your request, because you're a pure spirit and you work earnestly to achieve the things you want in this life. We don't live on our knees. Also, the empowerment of the people is very important. You know, when you hear a young man or a young woman cry about not having the basic necessities at the hospital to heed to save a life, it touches you. And then you realize that, you know, people turn to other alternative ways to express themselves, which most times are violent. Yeah, violence express themselves because a lack of a channel to express themselves, a lack of opportunity to focus on something else. And these are some of the issues presenting the more impoverished communities that are looked down upon as the dregs of society, so to speak, right? But they have never really been addressed to see the core concerns or try to ameliorate them in any way. And we found out that also there is a trend where these are natural resources to further commit crime for those who can't commit a crime themselves, for lack of a better word.
Reporting for Love News, I am Vijay Alvarez.